Everyone, and welcome to the patch 12.12 preview. Now, this is a preview, meaning that these changes aren't live and they won't be live for a week. These are subject to change and anything like that throughout this week into the next. If you want to wait for the actual patch note video itself, that'll be out next week when they actually put out the official patch notes. Now, if you watched the previous video, I went over why champions are getting buffed, why champions are getting nerfed, and now that they've put out the actual changes, I'm going to go briefly over these, if I agree with them, if I think they're bad, if I think they're good, stuff like that. If you want a full review on all of these things, just wait for the patch note video that'll be out in a week. So without further ado, let's go through them top to bottom. So first up is Amumu. Amumu's getting his Q mana cost reduced, that's his bandage toss, and his R, which is obviously his ultimate, his damage increased. Neither of these seem terribly impactful, I guess is one way to put it. Neither of them seem like they're gonna break him. I think the Q mana cost is probably a good idea as well, because 70 mana cost on an ability that you're supposed to use twice in a fight is a lot. Annie is getting her Q AP ratio increased. I don't think that's a good idea. As with many of these other changes, I don't think we should be adding damage back to burst champions right after we did an anti-burst patch. I think they should probably have made her Q cooldown from 4 to 3.5, so maybe it goes down a little as you rank it up. I think that would be probably much better for the game, even if it was like 3.6. I don't think we should be just immediately starting to increase the burst on all the burst champions, or 3 years from now we're going to be, you know, welcome to durability patch 2, right? So Tibbers is also getting more health, 100 more health, and then in the late game more armor and magic resist. I'm not sure why Tibbers is getting that, but it doesn't seem to really be that big a deal. I guess Tibbers was getting killed too much. I guess Ride was saying a lot of pets and minions were getting killed too much, so there you go. Blitzcrank is getting 15 more damage on his Q, and he's getting 25 more damage on his ultimate. As with Annie, I don't agree with the idea of just giving more burst to burst champions. I think that is maybe a very poor decision to just immediately start increasing burst again. Heimerdinger is getting more health on his turrets, which I don't think is a great idea either, because this is going to make melee matchups quite difficult. His turrets, if melee champions can't two-shot his turrets or even one-shot his turrets, it's going to be quite difficult for them to deal with Heimerdinger. And with how much of an anti-melee pick he is already, I don't think that he should be getting buffed to be even more of an anti-melee pick. In addition, his turret damage is going up. They're 6 to 18 now. They're 7 to 23 next patch. So they're going up by 1 to 5 damage. That's not that big a deal, but it is kind of annoying. And then the E cooldown is going down by 1 second. Overall, I don't like these because it just seems to push him even more into being an anti-melee pick. Ivern is getting his passive base mana cost, so health cost. So basically every time Ivern puts his mark on a jungle camp that he can then, like, I don't know, what does he do? He like sucks the mana camp or something? I'm not sure. What does he do? He like frees them? I'm not sure. Anyway, when he prepares them for the suck, when he prepares to suck the camp, the health cost and mana cost of that is reduced. His shield is also going up 10 to 30 more strength, which is pretty good as well. Daisy is getting 50 to 150 more health, and then 5 to 10 more armor and magic resist. So Daisy's also getting a little bit tankier. I don't know. Ivern's really bad right now, so overall, I mean, a little bit more shield strength and a little bit more Daisy tankiness. That's about it. It's not really the most impactful changes at all. Like when you really look at it and break it down, okay, so he gets a little bit more shield strength and he can suck camps easier. I guess he's gonna spend more time sucking Gromp. I don't know. Jarvan gets 15 more mana per level. I guess Jarvan was having big mana issues, and his passive cooldown is going from 6 flat to 6 to 3 seconds. You have to remember Jarvan's passive is current health, so if he can like hit you with this passive and then 3 seconds later hit you again, it's not like that big a deal, because like if you're at like a 500 health and he hits you, that's only what, 40 damage he's getting from his passive. This is like a buff, and it looks big, and that's the thing. Right here, they're making themselves look big. These buffs look big, but when you actually go into their pants, it's quite tiny. Both these buffs are actually really not that impactful. Seraphine, this one is impactful. Her E cooldown is going from 11 to 9 to 10 flat. That's her root, by the way. As with Jarvan's passive, that's when he goes Wachonk. When he goes Wachonk, that's current health damage. For anyone who doesn't know that, that's current health damage. And I think it's only 8% current health damage. It might be 10%. They flipped it between those two a lot. So just to be clear on Jarvan, that's current health damage. So reducing the cooldown on his current health passive, like he's gonna Wachonk you, then he's gonna whack you a bit, and if he Wachonks you again, you have to remember the cooldown is per target. It's not like he can't hit. He can still hit as many people as he wants, like back to back to back. He can hit one person, a second, a third, a fourth, just back to back. This cooldown is only on each target, but remember it's current health damage. So if he brings you down again, if he brings you to like 500 health and then Wachonks you again, he's only getting 40 damage. Which is, yeah, I mean, that's 40 damage is 40 damage. I'm just saying this Jarvan thing does not look that big, okay? The Seraphine thing, 11 to 9 to 10, so it'll be on a longer cooldown late game, a shorter cooldown early game, but the duration of her slow and root is going from 1 to 1.5. That one's actually quite impactful. I don't know how I feel about that. They maybe should have started at 1.25. I think giving Seraphine a potential 1.5 second stun is really good, particularly because of how safe she is. Okay, so as for York, his Mistwalkers, those are his little ghouly boys, you know, they're, I could do a better impression. Hold on, let me do a better impression. They go like, it's like, okay, I can't do a better impression. My bad. I'm sorry, I apologize. I cannot do a better impression. Okay, so their health is going up a lot. They're going from 15% of his health to 20% of his health, and then a little bit more flat. Now remember, his ghouls always do, Mistwalkers, I don't know what you're gonna call them. They always do get one shot by auto attacks, and I believe they always get one shot by turrets. I think they always get one shot by turrets. I'm not actually 100% on that one. At either rate, this means they tank minions a bit better. And yeah, their movement speed is also going up 25. Now this one's really impactful because that means they chase you a lot harder, and that means that it's much harder because right now you can turn, attack one, walk away, turn, attack one, walk away, turn, attack. They will literally never actually be able to fight back against you, so you can kill all 4 Mistwalkers without taking a single hit back. This additional movement speed might mean that they can actually hit you. This one's actually really impactful because this means that potentially kiting champions might be able to hit him, and in addition to that, it means ranged champions being ran at by them won't be able to permakite them as easily. Maiden base health is going up, what is that, 50 to 300, and then an additional 5% of his health. That one's actually pretty good. Then in addition to that, Maiden chase range and E. They put in parentheses here, Maiden should int less. I'm just gonna trust them on that one. Maiden should int less. Okay, thank you, Ride. Could they just make that the actual patch note? Maiden should int less. Thank you, Ride. Okay, see, Raga. Okay, so I put this one up. This is what they're doing to Bel'Veth. As we all know, Bel'Veth is crazy overpowered with one of the most, possibly the most broken ability they have literally ever added into League of Legends. Her E. So her auto attack range is going up by 50. Her health regen is going down. I'm not sure why that's a big deal. Her passive, is capping at level 14 instead of 18, so she scales a bit less into the late game. She can now gain stacks of large minions. So I guess she can lane a bit better, I guess. Fixed a bug where Q would cause R's true damage on hit to deal double damage. Okay, so her Q, I think that's where she does like the little float and she just floats left or right. I think that one, it was doing double true damage. And then her E is getting a 4 damage nerf in the late game. No one gives a fuck. Her R is getting, okay, basically, the gist of all these changes seem to be that Bel'Veth scales worse. I don't think this is going to be nearly enough, and her E remains possibly the most broken ability ever added into League of Legends. I highly suggest Riot goes farther than this. Bel'Veth is already 52% win rate at all ranks and going up 1% per day. If that continues, which it doesn't actually show any signs of stopping, she will be at 60% win rate before this patch actually comes out. So Riot, I highly suggest you go harder than this. This champion is disgusting. Even at the high ranks, it's disgusting. She is so stupid, okay? Please, for the love of God, go harder than this, okay? Dr. Mundo, his passive regen is going down by 20%, so from 1 to 2 to 0.8 to 1.6. So he's losing 20% of the health regen on his passive. the overtime healing, and his ultimate is giving him less of missing health. I thought they were actually going to do a rebalance on Mundo. They kind of said they were going to do a rebalance on Mundo, and I don't see they are. This is just a nerf. So that's actually quite disappointing. Fiora has nothing. This is actually one of the most disappointing patch notes I've ever seen in my entire life. Yeah, her true damage is going from 3% to 2%. The AD ratio is still the same, so late game, instead of doing 50% of your health and true damage, she'll do 46% of your health and true damage, which, for those of you keeping track, because everybody got more health, yeah, she didn't actually get her damage nerfed, even with this nerf. Right, what the fuck are you doing? Can I actually pull this up? Let me pull this up. Right, this is the only champion I'm actually gonna pull up, and you guys, what the fuck are you doing? Right, her win rate is currently 53.3% with the highest pick rate in top with a 34% ban rate. Please, for the love of God, what the fuck are you doing? Do more than this. Are you kidding me? Okay. Janna is losing some movement speed on her W. Her W slow is also going down a little bit, and her shield is going down. That's about it. So basically, Janna will be slower, and she will slow you less, and she will shield less. That's it. Not that big a deal. That's a fine change. Yeah, in the grand scheme of things, that's fine. Lucian is losing a bit of base damage, and his Q damage is going down. Right, this is stupid. Nerf his goddamn synergy with enchanters. That's the problem. The problem isn't that he can solo lane. I don't know, these are nerfs to his solo lane. No one gives a shit about his solo lane. What they care about is level 2 Lucian with a Nami that presses E and W on him, killing a champion by just E forward, auto, Q, auto, and they're just dead. Okay, that's the problem. I don't know what you're doing, but this is not it. Okay? Singed, his W slow is going from 60% to 50 to 70%. So buff in the late game. His R is going from 30 to 90 to 20 to 100. So buff in the late game. Early game nerfs, late game buffs. I think they're trying to stop him in the laning phase from being whatever it is that he is currently doing that's overpowered. I still don't know. I don't know. So I guess I'm fine with this. It's compensation. You're not Mundoing him. Mundo, this is bad. This is just, Mundo, these are really dumb, right? I thought you were actually going to go through on Mundo on this one, okay? You're not doing anything on Mundo. The Singed one, you're at least trying, but this Mundo is lazy as shit, okay? That's my opinion. Viego. His passive heal when he possesses someone is down. His R execute is down. And WE no longer instantly stealths Viego. I didn't know that was actually a thing, so I guess it's good that it's removed. Overall, good change. Good change. I probably would have liked it if they hit his sustained damage, but this does hit something. If he's going to be a sustained damage champion, then it's good to focus him more on being a sustained damage champion by nerfing his burst heal a little bit and by nerfing his execute a little bit. It is good then that you're focusing on one thing. I don't know. Okay, so Zeri, who's still overpowered as fuck, she's getting more health regen, so that's to help her laning phase. And then her W damage is going down. Even though the flat damage, you're looking at the flat damage going up by 10. Her AD ratio is a true total AD ratio, so that includes her base damage. So she's losing 20% total AD ratio, which makes this overall, this should be about the same, I think, at level 1. It'll be a little bit of a nerf at level 1. Beyond level 1, it's going to start being a massive nerf. So level 1, a little nerf. Later in the game, this is going to start adding up pretty quickly. At, let's say if you have 200 attack damage, then you're getting 40, is that 40? Yeah, 40 less damage on this ability. Then that 40 less damage won't crit. So then, you know what I mean? So her W is getting a pretty big nerf. And the AP ratio is also going from 0.7 to 0.6. So big nerf there. Okay. So overall with these changes, what we're looking at, Annie, I think it should be better. I think we should go for cooldowns, not damage. Blitzcrank, give him back his armor, maybe. That would be a better idea. Amumu is fine, I don't care. Heimerdinger, I maybe make his turrets worth more to melee champions then, or something. Like, don't just make him an anti-melee pick that shits on melee with even less cooldown on his E. Ivern's fine, doesn't matter. Jarvan, this I doubt this does much. But then again, he's not really that underpowered anyway. The Seraphine thing I'm a bit scared of because a 1.5 second stun at range is a bit scary. This Yorick thing, I don't know. I don't know what they're going for, but I mean the Mistwalker move speed is probably good. Being able to permakite every Mistwalker and literally never take damage from them, that's probably not good for the game. Bel'Veth needs to be nerfed more. Mundo, I'm disappointed with this. Fiora, I'm extremely disappointed with this. This does nothing, right? This does nothing. This Janna nerf is good. I mean, it's literally just a little bit of a nerf, right? Like, it's like, Janna's overpowered, let's reduce her strength. That's fine, right? Lucian, disappointed by, they should have gone for his synergy so he doesn't two-shot you. Singed, this is fine. Viego, it's fine. Zeri is also fine. Now for these adjustments, because these are more in depth. This Katarina thing in total, basically they're nerfing her AD ratios, but giving her more on hit scaling. So if you actually build things like Blade of the Ruined King, she'll be better. If you continue to build things like Divine Sunderer, she'll be worse. So the idea here is if she's going to build attack damage, then you need to actually go for an on-hit build, not just Divine Sunderer E-spam, which is literally what I thought they were going to go after. That's actually, I was like, yes, that will be what they nerf and adjust, and that's what they did. So good job, Riot. Shaco, this scares me. They are nerfing Shaco's survivability, but they are buffing his damage, and this is again, so, you know, I'm a little bit scared here because again, Riot, are we going to see durability patch 2 in 3 years? Because, okay, so Shaco's losing armor per level, losing health per level, but the AD ratio on his Q is up, the AP ratio on his Jack-in-the-Box is up, so his Jack-in-the-Boxes will hit harder for magic users, his Q will hit harder for physical users, his E will hit harder for magical users and physical users. So again, I'm a little bit wary here, Riot. Are we going to keep seeing patch after patch after patch of buffing the burst and nerfing the survivability? Because again, we're going to be right back into durability update 2. Okay? Yuumi is getting a large nerf on her heal. In the late game, her heal will heal 40 less. Her shield is only going up by like 20. So this is overall a big nerf for Yuumi, a really big nerf, but I guess, I mean, it's probably, well, we'll see. Whatever. Soraka's ultimate will now heal for more, but it no longer removes Grievous Wounds. That's a fair change. It was only getting Grievous Wounds update removal. It was only getting that because Grievous Wounds is overpowered. Now that it's not overpowered, now that it's back to the 40% it was 3 or 2 years ago, that's fine. I actually think this is a fine change. It might make her a little bit underpowered in the short term, but that's fine. Actually, that's actually fine. This is a good change overall. We can adjust it later. Night Harvester now includes Fiendish... Okay, I'm gonna make this joke on patch day, but let me tell you guys about this Night Harvester thing. So Night Harvester currently gives 25 ability haste, but here's the thing. All the items that build into it give 0 ability haste. So you go from 0 ability haste to 25 when you complete the item. It is the second most ability haste in the game and 0 ability haste as you build into it. Even with this update, it will still only have 10% ability haste as you build into it. Predator is getting nerfed. So it, I believe, yeah, its scaling is going up and its late game damage is going up, but its early game cooldown is going up and its early game movement speed is going down. So Predator nerfed in the early game, buffed in the late game. And that's it. That's it for this patch. That's a preview. On actual patch day, I'm going to go through these probably more in depth and talk about them. But for now, that's kind of my opinion on these. And I hope that Riot can go back and adjust some of these because some of these are not good. In particular, again, can we not just do this like thing, you know, like if you want to push Shaco, then maybe like reduce his base attack speed and like put lethality ratios on him, like, you know, because like he's balanced, he's just balanced going tankier. Like, you see what I'm trying to say here, right? Like, anyway, so that's it. That's this video. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. Make sure to join my Patreon. The link is in the description. For as little as $3 a month, you can join my Patreon and continue to support me and this channel. Special shout out to my YouTube special shout out to my YouTube members. Thank you guys for being here. Everyone make sure to like, everyone make sure to comment, everyone make sure to leave something down below. And I hope all of you have a great rest of your day. Goodbye, everybody.